All right, today's topic is very interesting because it's something that you wouldn't think would happen to a lot of people, but I have seen it over and over the years. And I think I can give you some help on how to get through it. And this is, how do we get a scream to come out for the first time? A lot of people that I've taught and a lot of comments I've received over the years are people having difficulty actually projecting the scream. And the reason why that has always surprised me, though I've seen it a bunch of times, and if this is you, you're not alone, but it always surprises me because you'd think that people are feeling the adrenaline that makes them want to scream. But some people, it just doesn't translate into their body right away. So let's talk about how we're going to overcome that and start making some of our first screams come out. Today on Voice Hacks, I'm going to show you different breathing methods that will help you get your screams out if you've never gotten them out, or you're having a really hard time, if you're like a closed off person, if you feel like you're having a lot of like choking in the neck. Also, to preface this, I would only do this on false chord screams or distorting the voice. That's it. Not on fry screams. Fry screams are a whole different ball game, and if you have trouble projecting, I wouldn't start with those. I would start with false chord. If you want to start projecting, like sometimes starting with fry can be good for someone who has trouble projecting because it starts small a lot of times and you can grow it, but it's not necessarily going to help you unlock. Are there famous people out there who can just fry scream loud the very first time, and could use projection stuff? Yeah, but it's a really small amount of people. Most of you that are having this problem, that's not going to be you. Either way, just do this on a false chord or a distorted voice. If you haven't been able to do either one of those, pick one as your goal and kind of use my sound examples, review the videos on those that I have, and just pick one to use some of these techniques with. The first technique you're going to use is, I would use false chord. If you're not sure which one, I would definitely try for false chord. I think it's the least risky. It's often the one that will open up people the most, and you do need to be totally alone for this stuff. If you have trouble projecting and you feel like your throat grabbing and tightening and stuff, it is never going to work even if you feel like someone in the next apartment might hear you. You've got to watch my videos on, making a soundproof environment or finding some way to do this, not in a car. And the reason I have about the cars, you can watch the whole video about that too. Try to find a space where you can try to make some of these noises totally alone. So take a big deep breath in, and you need to use your arms. You need to inhale deeply for all of these. If you're not used to inhaling deeply, you have to do it through the mouth. So get used to that. Check yourself, watch yourself, make sure, am I actually inhaling through the mouth for these? Try to get some real deep breaths going. So the first method that you're going to use is the jumping jacks method. So a lot of my videos were taking the arms over the head, but for this one, I really want you to stand up like this and do actual jumping jacks. And you're going to take deep breaths in, and you're going to be doing sort of a version of the English alphabet, A, B, C, D, but short, loud grunts. The physical jumping on the ground is really, really going to help you a lot.
A, B, C, D.
And you need to use your full body and the whole arms, and make sure you're taking in big breaths through the mouth. You're going to get tired. You're going to get a little lightheaded. Take a break. Breathe normally. Do some vocal warm-ups before you do these things, so it's not just a shock. They could just be regular singing warm-ups. You can pick exercises from my channel under the Belter series or whatever works for you. Do a couple breathing warm-ups, but definitely try this. And you're only looking to get out one syllable at a time. If that works, try one word at a time.
A, B, C, D.
There's another way I want you to try, and you can do this with the baseball throw. Again, I really recommend starting with a false chord first, but this one will work pretty good for distorted voice. The one we just did with the jumping jacks, it's going to be hit and miss on distorted voice. I would lean towards trying this with false chord just till you get familiar with projecting. False chord is always loud, extremely loud from the very first day that we do it. There's no quiet phase, and that's why it's a good one to start with. So we're going to do the baseball throw. You're going to pretend you have an imaginary tennis ball or baseball in your hand. You're going to stand, you're going to take a deep breath in, and you're going to fling that baseball forward with a lot of follow through. And you're going to do it as the sound comes out of your mouth. So here we go.
Hey! Hey!
And you want to think of that follow through. You want to like leave the arm, following through, going out into the distance, throwing the ball over the canyon like that.
Hey! Hey!
We want to project through beyond the audience. We don't want to imagine it hitting a wall and stopping. You want to project through the walls, through things. It's got to be loud. Double forte, as we would call it in more formal music. Forte is loud. Double forte is what we're looking for. Try those, but they're all meant to be temporary. And you want to start doing words on them with those same techniques for a little bit until you basically get the handle of it and can memorize how to do things with your air and not your throat and how to project. Then it's easier to go over to voiced sounds and then take something like a fry scream and magnify it. But start with false chords first, and then your body's going to adapt to those techniques over time, and it can apply it to other things. And even students I've had that were very shy with projecting their speaking voice or speaking loudly, this improved things dramatically just by starting with the false chord. So give it a shot. Let me know what you think. And I hope some of these get some of you kind of like a little bit unlocked and stuck out of your rut. Get you rolling on some screams. Thanks again. And anybody who's looking for lessons or courses, don't forget to visit me at voicehacks.net.